Really looking forward to watching here. And actually, we've got 9 gymnasts in this final because Becky, one of your studio guests, has opted out of this one today, which is fair enough. And the gymnasts in 8th and 9th position were tied. So we, in fact, have 9 gymnasts in this floor final now, which is truly exciting as well. So we can see the gymnasts having their final preparations. And here we are with this start list. So we've got Raina Corbett. We had the chance to see her earlier on bars, a first-year senior, and incredible for her to have made 2 finals here today. Frank Stone, fresh off her bronze medal on the beam, and Erin Broton. Now, she's a really exciting one for me to watch. She's from Notts Gymnastics Academy and had quite a different kind of route to these British Championships from some of the other gymnasts here. So she's got some really big tumbling, and I'm excited to see what she can deliver today. Jamaima Taylor from Club Cymru Cardiff. We saw her have a good competition yesterday, and joy earlier today on the bars where she took an unexpected medal. And then we get to the sharp end of the competition. We've got Abby Martin, we've got Shante Amankwaah, who we saw had such a good routine on the bars. Really, this final is action-packed from start to finish. Now, alongside this final apparatus for the women, of course, the women's floor, we have the men taking it to the high bar, arguably the most exciting and spectacular of the men's apparatus. There's going to be some high-flying gymnastics. Expect big releasing catches, exciting twists and turns, and of course then working super hard to stick that dismount and earn that all-important bonus. So here's that start list. We've got representation from some of the real big gymnastics clubs across the country. We're going to be kicking things off with Joshua Nathan. Goodness me, I've been talking so much today, I've lost my ability to say names. But there are some really high-class performers across this field. And I'm delighted to be joined back again by James Hall, who's going to help us talk through the high bar. But we're going to be kicking things off on the women's floor with Raina Corbett. Mentioned she is a first-year senior and had a very successful year as a junior in 2025 and has really already made an impact on this senior championships, which is an exciting thing to do as a first-year competitor. Oh, doing very well to keep that first tumble on her feet. A very difficult combination of straight front to a double twist, and just looked like she was a little uncertain of the landing, but did very well to regain her composure and stay on her feet. Using another combination tumble here, the 1.5 through to 2.5. She's building her difficulty nicely. And obviously a very capable twister, using that ability to full effect. Oh, and the judges are going to have a bit of a decision to make on that one. Wolf spins are a really popular choice here on the floor because, believe it or not, you can't fall out of a wolf spin. So there's no danger that you're going to lose an entire mark, regardless of how you exit that skill. However, when there is a loss of control, a little bit like that one, the judges will have a decision as to just how much of a deduction they are going to take. So Jamie still needs to do a double somersault in this floor routine and pulls up high into that double pike. The chest was a little bit low on the landing, but she did manage to pull it round and actually had minimal movement at the end of that routine. So a fantastic start to this floor final for our senior women.
Yeah, what a floor routine that was, and a nice little stick at the end. Now, any minute, we'll be moving over to the bar. Josh Nathan, patiently waiting, ready to deliver his routine. Some really great gymnastics there. A little bit unsteady, but again, it's the end of the day, end of the competition. You've really got to fight. You've got to dig deep.
Yeah, there aren't many competitions where you have to do multiple days on the trot of these full routines. So actually, for some of these young seniors who maybe haven't been to a big international championships, it's a big test.
Absolutely. And a test for our more experienced as well. Absolutely. Josh, show us what you got. To the squat fall. Oh, just missed it. He's come back the wrong way. He will have a 0.5 deduction there, and the same thing on the squat half, and just couldn't fight it, and he's off. It's tough. at the beginning of a routine, when it doesn't quite go your way, you've got the whole thing to go. So he'll be having to listen to his coach, some wise words, and just have to stay calm. Chalking up, he's got 30 seconds to get back on the bar. And really, he's got to leave it behind him. But if there's one man that can do that, can reset, it's Josh. So here he goes, and once you touch the bar again, the judges are judging you, so you've got to be as clean as possible. And into the Kovac, and he's on the bar. That's good, that will give him some confidence. And into the Steinemann, this is always a crowd pleaser, absolutely. And here he goes, he's out of that as well. Getting his skills done, winding up for the dismount. And a double straight to finish. Maybe a little sign of getting tired, but keeping it safe, keeping it sensible, but he will be down on start value quite considerably. But a smile nonetheless.
Yeah, a strong finish. And interesting to see his coach kind of standing in for that dismount. That's quite unusual on the men's high bar.
Absolutely, I think it's sort of intuitive when you've been with somebody for so long, coach and gymnast. I think it's, you know, you see that your athlete is tired, you want the best for them, you want them to stay safe, so you give them that peace of mind, if anything. And there we can see again, he just came down the wrong way, and he will lose 5/10 and even the value of that skill.
I really enjoyed the close bar element of that routine. It was quite an interesting section of work that is unusual compared to some of the other routines we'll see.
Yeah, not very common, really difficult to learn, and you've got to have some serious shoulder flexibility.
Yeah, absolutely. So the score is in for Raina Corbett, and it's 12.3. So a solid start, but I'm sure we've got some bigger scores to come. And next up, fresh from her beam bronze medal, we've got Frank Stone from Derbyshire Gymnastics Academy. She's a beautiful performer here on the floor and has really lovely extension and lines in all of her dance. Very smooth through the double wharf turn to start things off. And really moves very elegantly through her artistic work, but then knows how to power down for these tumbles. It's a big double pike somersault. And only the smallest of adjustments on the landing. Taking a moment of quiet so she can concentrate for this next big tumble. Gymnasts need to show somersaults rotating in both directions, forwards and backwards. And Frank takes that opportunity with her straight front, straight full, doing well to manage that landing. It was a large pace forward, but she managed to avoid going out of bounds. And a really atmospheric choice of music here for Frank. She's working well with the music. The gymnasts have to make sure that all of their movement matches with the style of the music. And Frank is doing that beautifully. As the music starts to pick up and lighten, she moves smoothly through that change leg half. And now just one more tumble to go. An easy double back somersault there for Frank. And a smooth conclusion to this routine. She's had a great performance here this weekend. She's had a few injuries over the last 12 months, and it's been a bit tricky to get back onto all four pieces, but to have competed all around yesterday and to have had two successful finals here today is a real credit to her ability. And yeah, I'm excited for the rest of her year.
I suppose it's always nice coming off the back of a medal. You know, that pressure's off, you've just achieved. And it's I guess you go into the next routine feeling quite relaxed, actually.
Yeah, and she certainly looked that way, actually. That was a very calm and composed routine. She knew her work. She had this little mistake in the middle. You see a big pace forwards, but does very well to grip those toes into the carpet and not take the step out. Yeah, a really mature performance from a young competitor, I think.
Absolutely, and a 10.15 for Josh Nathan. It was costly. He can smile about it if he can smile, that's okay. A little clap. Almost a perfect 10, that's what I'd say. And next is Alex Niscoveanu. And if he goes through, he could be a real contender for the podium. But he has to go through. Some high-flying release work, so keep an eye out. Starting off, you can tell the gymnast starts to get faster and faster. Here's the action into the casino, and he's on the bar. Big element, that's a G value. And now another one coming up. In the tuck position, that's a Coleman, and that is an E value. Really getting the difficulty in now, just needs to stay clean, composed. He's gone for the squat, what we saw Josh do, but he's managed to get it over the bar this time. And the squat half. A little bit late, there will be a deduction for that. We're expected to finish in handstand. Into the shoulders, one in the pike, one in straddle, and now the dismount. And here he is, got to get it to his feet, and he has. He'll be very relieved. Last routine of the day, you can see his coach Anthony going crazy for that routine.
He certainly was. He was punching the air. I think he was more excited than Alex was there. An incredible performance.
Big smiles. That's what you want to see. That's what it's all about. Enjoy your routine, enjoy your gymnastics, and especially with a routine like that, you can sit back and relax. Now you just wait. Now's the waiting game. See what the other competitors can achieve.
Yeah, and truly making the most of an opportunity there as well, because he was actually reserved for this final. So he must have been slotted in at some point today, and boy, oh boy, what a way to take his moment. The score in now for Frank Stone is a 12.7, so not a bad performance there. Again, it feels like these scores are building. She's in the top spot so far, but I am so excited for this next performer. Erin Broton from Notts Gymnastics Academy. She's a second-year senior and has just had a really interesting journey in her gymnastics career. She came from quite a low-level club to Notts a few years ago and has really just had the most transformative few years. She's an absolute powerhouse. Is going to try and show us a routine with 3 double somersaults. And this first one is a big one, powering across the floor. Double straight somersault and pretty much stuck. The other thing that's nice to know is when you see these fantastic gymnasts doing these incredible routines, Erin is also just such a lovely kid. She's the kind of gymnast that every gym needs. She's a ray of sunshine and someone that can really bring up the energy in training. So the fact that she's got that combination of hard work and a great personality makes it all the sweeter. Pulling up hard into that double back and doing very well. Just a small scurry back on the landing. This is her first senior apparatus final, and you can see how she earned her spot. Beautiful on the change leg to ring. Showing great flexibility and height in these leaps. She's just got one more big tumble to go. It's going to be the double pike to finish off. And if she can get this cleanly to her feet, it's going to be quite a good score to contend in this final. Ooh, a bit of a jump backwards, probably a 0.3 from the judges. But for her first senior final, an exceptional performance for Erin, and I'm delighted for her.
I really was. I hope they show that double straight again, because that was enormous. Extremely impressive.
Yeah, she's got legs for days. She's a really, really powerful gymnast, and it's just been great to see over the last few years how she's built this repertoire of skills and, you know, has grown into such a great performer.
And it shows. Here we go. Is this it? Yeah, that is absolutely enormous. And, you know, a lot of men compete that and they don't get that height, so that is incredible.
Yeah, she didn't have the best outing on beam yesterday, but the rest of her routines were really quite impressive, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds for Erin.
And a 13.35 for Alex Niscoveanu. He'll be happy with that. Now he just needs to hold on. Mr. Mikey Goddard up next. And he's capable of big things. We may see a skill that nobody else has done in this competition. We'll have to wait and see. Squat half, and he's just wonky, but he's really got to compose himself. He's not off the bar yet. He's winding up for the Coleman, and he's on the bar, nice and stretched. Lovely release, composed himself really quite well. The stoop stolder and the straddle stolder. They can be skills to really pace you and slow you down. Into the squat, that is picture perfect. Perfection on the edge of disaster, and he's going around the L grip, hands in an uncomfortable position. But he'll be preparing for the dismount now. Winding up, hoping for the stick. Will he get it? It's a little bit low. A couple paces out of it. probably 3/10 per step can be quite costly, but you know, he rescued that well. Could have gone either way.
He really did. That first skill was so crooked, but he was really patient on the bar, actually. It would have been easy to panic and come off the apparatus, but he took his time, kind of wait to see where the handstand was going, and recovered incredibly well.
Absolutely is. I think the trouble is when you've got a plan in your head and then something throws that off, you think, uh-oh, what now? But you've really, in a matter of split second, you've got to compose yourself and just move on. And he did exactly that, so hats off to him.
And the score in for Erin, it's a 13.05, which is a couple of tenths higher than she scored yesterday. You can see her there with her teammate Evie Ashurst, who's been taking part in a number of the junior finals here today. But next up, we've got Jamaima Taylor taking to the floor. This is a really fun routine. And Jemima's already had a great afternoon here in these finals. She's going to cap it off with a fantastic floor routine. Beautifully done with her first tumbling pass, a sky-high double pike. And Jamaima attended quite a few World Cups last year and had some really good success with this routine. It's certainly quite a memorable piece of music and one that sticks in people's minds. You can see a couple of the volunteers in the background there joining in with a little bit of the dance. I mentioned earlier, the gymnasts really do have to try and dance with the style of the music. And Jamaima working really well here with the various different beats and sound effects in this music. Working now through her leap series, lovely change leg to ring. Working well in that turning leap as well. Judges will have to decide if the feet were all the way around to credit it with full value. And just her final tumble to go. It's the double tuck, beautifully landed, chest was up high, just the smallest of adjustments. A very clean and tidy performance for Jamaima.
It certainly was. That was a mesmerising routine. Great work, Jamaima. Hopefully, the next man up on bar will be just as mesmerising. Alex Cash, let's see what you got, sir.
Greeted there by coach Liv Brill. She looks very happy with that performance. As we get to take a look back at the double pike. I thought she was a little bit high in that flick. She had me worried for a moment there, but no issue whatsoever. And finishing off with a double tuck. Look at the chest position as she lands. She releases the legs, gets that chest up, and almost a textbook landing there. Really nicely done.
11.65 for Mikey. And that was quite costly, I think, in the beginning. It was a leg bend and a leg split, but you know, he gave it a go, rescued it, brought it back. And now it's Alex Cash up on the bar. And he's not got the most difficulty in the world, you know, not got a huge amount of skills available in his repertoire, but he can be extremely clean. No coach to lift him up. He's got the height. He can reach the bar. Starts with the squat half, and that was banging handstand. Really lovely work. Winding up here for a release that we've seen before. The Kovac, nice big stretch. Judges won't be able to take much from that. And the Kachev, I think we've seen one of them yet. And another Steinemann. That is rare to have two in one final. Executed it well. Nice and clean into the shoulders. Keeping it clean here and into the dismount. Let's get the stick, and there it is. Oh, just a couple hops. Couldn't quite compose himself in the dismount. Oh, break of character there. He's usually a serious man, but I saw a fist bump. Wow.
And a smile too. Well done, Alex. And actually really good there, because he had a disappointing routine on pommel horse, which feels like it was about 2 weeks ago, but it presumably was only a couple of hours ago. That was still today, right?
Don't ask me.
But he's had quite a long way after that disappointment, so actually to come out and deliver that routine is, yeah, pretty special.
Absolutely, a nice way to round off his competition. And again, it's anyone's game.
And the score is in for Jamaima Taylor. It's a 13, so second place so far. And next up, we have our competitor from Park Wrekin. It's Crystelle Lake. Mentioned already, she's the top Scottish contender for the Commonwealth Games team later this year. She moved to Park Wrekin at the beginning of last year and has really enjoyed some great success since then. She attended the World Student Games last year and has got some great international experience over the last 12 months as a member of the GB squad. And she really does have a lovely quality to her work. Super smooth on that spin, making all 3 rotations look so easy. Really elegant dance, which fits beautifully with the music that she selected. Still got some big work to do in these tumbles, though. Oh, what a lovely combination pass there. 1.5 straight into the straight front full. Attracts a little bit of combination bonus, so she's building the score nicely. And stunning in the Memel turn there, managing 2 full rotations with the leg held high. So we still haven't seen a double somersault for Stell. Must be saving it until last to get that all-important D dismount bonus. And there we go, it's the double tuck to finish off. A little bit under-rotated, slightly open, and that's going to cost her a little bit from the judges. But a very engaging routine and a fun finish from that floor routine there. You can see coaches Brett and Christine are ready to greet her from the floor. A fantastic performance here in these senior finals.
Kicked it off nicely for us. Just got one warm-up and one final round of competition left. Then it's all over. Oh, no.
I know, it goes by in a flash, doesn't it, these finals? It feels like there's a lot of finals to get through, and then before you know it, you're at the end.
There are any gymnasts out there who are expecting medals for the medal ceremony.
Still some exciting performances to come.
Just so you know,
13.35 for Alex Cash. That leaves him in the top spot at the moment with 4 gymnasts to go. We've got some high flyers coming up next. Joe Fraser, Jake Jarman, and Hamish Carter is not one to be missed. He's currently warming up at the moment.
Lovely reception from the other floor finalists there for Stell. This spin was really quite something. We've seen so many gymnasts do the double spin today, but she's been the first person to really successfully perform that triple, which earns her an extra 10th of difficulty.
25 years, which is pretty crazy.
And she saved this double somersault until last. She was a little bit under-rotated, had to take the hop forward. And when the gymnast under-rotates a somersault like that, the judges can take a little bit more. So if you take a step back, that essentially means you've overpowered the skill, which I suppose is a nice problem to have. If it's a little bit under-rotated and you're taking that step forward, then there's a little bit more room for deduction.
Just waiting on the score for Crystelle. Should be coming in soon.
We can see that Ruby Evans, our British champion, is using all of her warm-up time. She's going to be the last gymnast up today, having been the highest scorer in yesterday's qualifying rounds. So she's going to have 3 routines that go before her, so she can afford to use that whole warm-up time to ensure she stays as warm and ready as she can be for when she gets called up in a few minutes' time. And hopefully we've got the score in now for Stell. Yes, it's a 12.8, which puts her into 3rd place so far.
Bit of a precarious place to be, isn't it? I think you're amongst the medals, but you've still got 4 competitors to go, so you're just holding on.
It certainly is, and we've got some great competitors still to come in this final. Our final 2 competitors are going to be our 2 world medalists from last year, so you've got to think they're going to be pushing that top spot. So hanging on to 3rd place really might be the name of the game today.
Absolutely, you never know. You just never know.
And our next gymnast up in this final is going to be Shanna-Kae Grant. She is from Leeds, so there's loads of boys here from Leeds Gymnastics Club, but they do have a very, very good women's programme as well. And I always love watching Shan on floor. A really engaging opening sequence to this routine. You can see that she's looking directly at the judges panel, drawing them in. Because yes, you've got to engage the audience in the routine, but at the end of the day, it's the judges that are giving you the score. You've got to convince them that you've performed artistically. So the gymnasts do everything they can to draw them into the routine. And effectively using that double wolf turn. She's working very cleanly so far. Minimal deductions in this routine. Oh, and a big double Arabian somersault. That's the first one of those that we've seen today from our women. And that double Arabian, whilst it does take off from a round off, is considered a forward skill because that's the highest proportion of the rotation, goes in a forward direction. So it's a useful, valuable skill in a few different ways. Lifting nicely in the change leg half. And just the final tumble left to go. Shan pulls high into the double tuck, just the pace backwards, but does well to just keep it at one step and not let those deductions add up. I know, really enjoyed that. The routine had a bit of a creepy vibe, but a smile for the judges at the end. She certainly worked hard to draw them into that performance, and that was a routine I really enjoyed.
Absolutely, what a great display of power. And she looks happy as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and so she should be. It was a really nicely balanced routine, actually. She had some powerful, unique tumbling, that lovely double Arabian in the middle, but also worked really well with the dance elements. It was the leaps, it was the spins. I actually think that routine was, you know, it was the full package. It was very nice.
Certainly a display of everything. But yeah, that double Arabian in the middle, that is an extremely difficult skill. Don't see that too often. And here he is, Hamish Carter. He's an expert at the catch-ev releases, but if we're lucky, we might see a good mix of releasing catches here. And everybody has a similar start. They use this skill to maybe settle them down a bit before they start. Here's the Coleman, and lovely and high. Really, really nice. And the Kovac as well. Just needs to keep going, keep composed. And he's going for the catch-evs as well. Very nice, the straddle catch-ev. Going very steady here. Nice, you've got to catch those turns in handstand, otherwise there will be a deduction. And the dismount. Just needs a good landing. And he's got it. Very, very nice. Well done. And maybe a sigh of relief there.
Certainly looked that way. Hamish is a great competitor, and he looks delighted to have put that performance together here in the finals. He's a very important member of that Scottish squad, and I'm sure a score like that will be a significant contributor towards a Commonwealth Games selection this summer.
Absolutely, and even yesterday in the all-around, he was having a cracking day, but there were a few little mistakes that ended up costing him potentially a podium. But that must give him confidence, knowing that potentially he's got the ability to podium as an all-arounder on a stage like this.
And the score is in for Shanna-Kae. It's a 12.9, so now she's hopped up into that bronze medal position with 3 gymnasts left to go. That is a tricky position to be in. Now, I really enjoyed Shan's dance, and next up we've got Shante Amankwaah, and she has a really interesting choice of her music as well. Do you like a bit of a cappella, James?
I mean, I can't say I'm any good at it, but...
It's all right. I'm not going to ask you to join in. Just appreciate this. It's an unusual choice that creates a really unique routine. Oh, and another go at that Memel spin that we saw earlier. Did very well keeping the leg elevated, but did have a bit of a stumble out of it. tidy in the straight front full and doing well to link it directly into a stag jump, minimising those landing deductions from the judges. And a very interesting section of dance on the floor, working well to get to that wolf turn, very smoothly through the double. Creative, original choreography. And there have been very few mistakes in this routine so far. Shan is building to the end. She's going to have a big tumble saved for last. She wants to have a secure landing here. Double pike. Oh! And unfortunately not able to make it to her feet. That was a real shame at the end of a fantastic routine. Oh, and such a shame at the end there, but really unique, interesting dance. I love it when you see something that's creatively different from the typical floor routine, and she definitely achieved that.
Yeah, that was a really energetic routine. I feel like she didn't stop moving at all. It may have just, at the end of the day, long day of competition, may have just got the better of her with that last tumble. But what a routine.
Here we go again. That first tumble, really intricate and difficult. The full twisting whip is something that quite a lot of the women's gymnasts have adopted internationally. It's a new bonus that they're able to use as of the last couple of years. And there was that memel turn. Just a slightly unstable step out of it. And you can see as she comes off the podium there, she's still smiling. Looks a little bit shocked as to what might have happened there. But no such shock for Hamish Carter. That was a fantastic routine.
And again, he'll be in a position where he'll be wanting to hold on. But we do have Jake Jarman on the bar, who delivered a stunning routine yesterday. A new routine for him with some enormous releases. Let's see if he can post them again. The squat half, in a handstand, there'll be very little deductions. And he's winding up. It looks like he's going to go for it again. On the bar. Oh, and that was even better than yesterday. And will he do another one in the tuck position? No, he's gone for the catch. It's maybe a little bit safer this time. Maybe not quite feeling 100%. So he's going to go clean. Perhaps go for the win, maybe. He's had the ability to see everybody else. So he's maybe made a plan with his coach. And into the L-grip long swings. And again, he'll be preparing for the dismount here. And Jake's known for a stick, but will he get it this time? Double, double. A slight hop back, but he looked in control the whole way. And again, a smile from Jake, and rightly so. I think that should be enough to take the top spot for now.
He's had a fantastic championships here, hasn't he? He's performed incredibly well across the all-around in the various finals. It's been a very long weekend for him, so to put that performance together on the final piece is pretty remarkable.
Definitely, and if he is tired, we certainly can't see it, but what a performance that was. You can just see here his form, he hasn't wavered all weekend.
So true. So the score in now for Shante Amankwaah is an 11.9. And with that fall at the end, it's not an unexpected score. And she doesn't look too bothered about it, does she? I think she's had a great time here in Liverpool.
It's great that she can laugh about it.
Absolutely. You've always got to see the funny side. And now I'm excited we get to show you this routine today. We didn't have it live on the stream yesterday. But next up, we've got world bronze medalist Abby Martin. And she's got a new routine for 2026. It's a very different style to the routines that she's had before, and was choreographed over in France. And I always think it's really good when you change your floor routine. If you're a known floor worker, and you know Abby really is that now, a world medalist, if you come back with similar music or a similar style, everyone kind of goes, oh, is this a new routine? Have you changed it? But Abby's taken a really bold decision here to go for something entirely different. And I think it's got a lot of people talking, which can't be a bad thing. She's a very powerful gymnast, and I do enjoy the start of this routine. It matches the power of her tumbles. You can just see the speed across the floor, that huge full twisting double straight. She does have a costly step backwards that takes her out of bounds. But her difficulty yesterday was a 5.6, which is significantly higher than what we've seen so far in this floor final. Straight back across the floor with her double straight. Again, probably another 0.3 on that landing. So actually, she's getting through these skills, but it's not without deduction. Nicely through the leaps and opting to finish in that kneeling position. That does remove any landing deduction, so a clever choice for her. And a quiet section of dance now, giving her the opportunity to catch her breath and to concentrate before she powers across the floor. Straight front, round off, backflip, double tuck, and what an outstanding dismount to this routine. Yesterday, she looked like she had a bit of a struggle on the straight front, but not so much today. What a privilege to be able to see world bronze medalist Abby Martin on the floor here.
That really was a fierce routine from the dance to the tumbles. That was quite something.
Do you know what? Fierce is a great word, actually, for that routine. It's a really different style from what we've seen from her before. And it just shows, I think, a little bit more of a grown-up Abby. She's a fierce competitor. She's matured a little bit. She's kind of been there, done that, you know. She's only a young gymnast, but she's been to the Olympic Games. She's been to a World Championships. And with that experience behind her, it's really exciting to see the athlete that she's growing into.
Definitely. And there can be a tendency to slow down once you've achieved what you want to achieve, but it doesn't look like it from Abby. And for Jakey, it's a 13-7. I think you'd be quite happy with that. The expression says it all. He'll be pleased with that. Very, very nice routine.
Doesn't it, Justin? The next competitor has had a very successful afternoon already. I've really enjoyed watching his routines, and I feel privileged that we get to see him one more time here on the high bar.
He's got some very nice lines. Nice, tall. And that's a Zuli Min that we haven't seen any of those yet. Very nice skill. Again, a crowd pleaser. A little bit late on that squat half. Judges will deduct for that. Winding up for the Kachev. The Lukin, wow, he went for broke. He'll be feeling a little more confident after his medal from today and want to leave it all out there on the floor for the last routine of the day. He's done that. Unfortunately, he missed, but hats off to him for giving one of the hardest skills on the bar a go. Taking his time to get back up. He's got the 30 seconds to catch his breath. Got to get up on the bar before then, otherwise it will be a deduction. He's opted not to go for it again, just to stay safe. But the Kachev-Ginger connection, 2 releases without a long swing in between, you do get a bonus. Stoop stoled as again his nice long line helping him out here, making him look extremely elegant. And the dismount, the double-double, and a controlled landing. He'll be disappointed with the miss, but he can be proud that he really did give it a good go.
He certainly gave it his all, and I love that Lukin skill. When it comes off, it's such a beautiful element. I know Sam in the studio, it's one of his absolute favourite skills that he always aspired to achieve, and it's, yeah, really quite something.
Yeah, it's an extremely impressive skill, and you really don't see it often. You see the Cassina, the backward somersault with a full twist. You see a lot of them. You don't see too many Lukins.
And the score is in for Abby Martin. It's massive. It's a 13.5. Now, that is a 10th higher than she was yesterday. And interestingly, it was only 0.2 that separated her and our next competitor, Ruby Evans. So this final routine is going to be very interesting to watch indeed. Can Ruby, world floor silver medalist, secure this British title? Or is it going to be Abby Martin's for the taking? We've seen so many different styles of music and dance in this senior floor final, but I do love this routine for Ruby. Starting things off with that beautiful double straight back somersault. She did say to us in the studio after the competition yesterday that it had been the first time she'd put this selection of tumbles together in a routine this year. So crossing my fingers that she can be as successful again. And crikey, that was one hell of a tumble. The double twist very cleanly landed. She looks like she's going for broke here today. Straight front full, straight front full. It's a C to C combination. Earns her a little bit of bonus. She looked very close to the edge of the carpet there, but I didn't see the flag go up. So I think she managed to stay within the floor area. Smoothly through the double spin, and she is showing just what a classy performer she is here. Trusting her work. Beautiful gymnastics so far. And as the music builds, she pulls up high into the double back, just a pace backwards. And oh my goodness, what a routine. An outstanding finish to this women's competition here in Liverpool. Truly a floor routine to be proud of. Ruby Evans, an absolute queen here this weekend. She's our all-around champion, and I've got a feeling after that performance, she's going to be adding another gold medal to her collection.
Definitely, I think her and Abby are in a league of their own, and it shows on the world stage. A couple of medals between them. And look at that. Again, absolutely massive. You know, keeping it inside the floor, controlling all of that power.
This is going to be a very exciting result indeed. As the score comes in for Reuben Ward, it's an 11.95 after that mistake on the Lukin.
Yeah, he would have lost the value of the skill and, of course, counted a fall, which is an entire mark. But he left it all out there, and that's what you want. I don't think he'd be too disappointed with that. And now Jo Fraser, perhaps the main event of this high bar final.
I mean, what a way to finish these championships. We finished with our all-around champion on the floor. We've got our men's all-around champion on the high bar, and I'm sure Jo is going to put on a show right here.
World bronze medalist from last year. And here he goes. Is he going big? The squat half into the Coleman. Connection bonus for that. Very, very nice. And is he going for the Lukin? He is, and he's caught it. Unbelievable. Winding up for the Casino. There's just everything in this routine. And he's on the bar. That one was a little bit late. But he is a professional, as we can see. 2025 world bronze medalist. And this routine wouldn't look out of place there either. He just needs to stay on it. Nice. Finishing almost in handstand. Slightly off. But very, very good. Winding up for the dismount. Will he go big? Going for the double-double. Ooh, knees nearly touched down, but after a routine like that, that is going to take it out of you. But stayed on his feet. Unreal.
We couldn't have asked for a more exciting conclusion to these championships. What a way to finish. What a way to finish. Finishing with both of our all-around champions on their respective specialist piece of apparatus. Wow, what a watch and what a treat for all of the fans here at Liverpool and all of you guys watching at home too.
Just look at that. Laser focus. He just knows exactly where he's going. And the big dismount after a routine like that, it is tiring work. But managed to keep his knees off the floor. Just a big pace forward. And I think that may be enough to take the gold, but we'll see.
I think you're probably right. As the score comes in for Ruby Evans, it's 13.75. She takes the gold medal. Abby Martin having to settle for second place. But do you know what? I've also just spotted Erin Broton, my pick, that young senior gymnast. Looks like she is taking home a bronze medal in the company of 2 world medalists on that podium. What a special, special moment that's going to be for her.
Very special. And hopefully it's a chance for her to believe in herself and think, actually, what else can I achieve from here?
Absolutely. 2 fantastic finals. We couldn't have asked for much more to finish off this championships.
And there it is. The top spot for Jo Fraser with a score of 14. Big Fraz, take a bow, sir.
An outstanding result here on both of those pieces of apparatus. We can't wait to see what you think about it in the studio. Over to you guys.
Incredible way to finish these championships here in Liverpool, finishing with our 2 all-around champions from yesterday, taking home another 2 gold medals, Sam.
Sydney, it was almost the most poetic way to finish, wasn't it, with our all-round champions there on the floor and the high bar, both world medalists in 2025, and exceptional performances from Ruby Evans on the floor and Joe Fraser there. I mean, I was on my feet